that I'm protected and that I'm meant to be on the path that I'm on. There should be no worry about the Central Intelligence Agency or FEMA camps or things of that nature, because more and more Marines are waking up every single day. And, there's a great likelihood there's going to be some major resistance within the ranks of the military. To what degree, I don't know. But I have a feeling some people know about some of those things that probably would be putting their lives in jeopardy if they were to share this information with me. I'm also someone that's not interested in finding out about the top secrets of the global conspiracy at this time. It's pretty much very, very clear that we're being targeted, some of us, and whether or not in the end they'll get us, we don't know, or how bad this is going to get. But we know what's on the table. We know the situation at hand. We know the economy is crashing. Most of us woke up to the fact that 9/11 was an inside job. We know that we can physically live a different way, that we're stronger if we work together as communities and we basically band together, simply said bluntly. And our biggest problem is ourselves. There's a lot of people in Portland that are extremely egotistical, extremely arrogant, extremely afraid of someone like me presenting a whole different idea on the situation. They don't want someone taking down their messiah. They don't want someone taking down their cardboard stand-up of Barack Hussein Obama with that wild grin. There's a lot of people that didn't want anyone to take down that cardboard stand-up of George W. Bush. They thought he was of the Lord, that he was straight up from heaven. After all, I mean, he was all these different Christian connections. It's just that people don't like it when you shatter their belief systems. And when we get to the point where we have the freedom to be wrong, to express ourselves without saying something that's going to offend someone, then we can actually talk about things and agree on something. If you can't agree on some of these basic things now, how are you going to agree on like a local currency or a barter or something where you're trading someone? There's a lot of people out there that are so arrogant right now today. They're going to be roving thieves tomorrow. There's not enough food to go around. It's going to be really, really sad. I think one of the other reasons that I've been so gung-ho about taking care of your woman, if you have one, I guess I should be grateful that there's not a lot of obligations or things I have in my own life. There's no one I have to worry about, I guess. But there are people I worry about. But if there is someone in your life, if you knew what was really coming, you would not sit on your hands and just hope that she's going to be all right and you two are going to find each other, like it's going to be like Lost to the Mohicans. I will find you. Up in the forest, we'll go to Mount Hood where we go skiing and everything will be fine there. This is not a movie. This is not Rambo. You're not just going to go to your little spot like you think unless it's a spot that's clear. It's a spot that's safe. It's a spot where troops aren't planning to be positioned. And damn well Mount Hood is federal property. Okay, I just can't believe how absurd people are. People, in my opinion, right now, some of you are putting your family's safety at risk in the future by being a jackass right now. You have no clue. You're not prepared. Your guns and ammunition, what are you going to do with that? You're all going to get a deer. Right. You're all going to kill each other. Start arguing about this, that, and the other. You're going to be freaked out. You're not even going to know what's coming. Panicking. And that's what happens when you don't know what's going on. Again, another reason why I share another perspective of what's going on. So you have a better handle on where you're at. Are there Marines that you might be able to talk to that could be your friends, that might be resisting what the federal government's doing, that might break off? Absolutely. Guys in the Army, guys in the National Guard, cops. That's why the Oath Keepers were set up, oathkeepers.org. Stuart Rhodes set it up, and there's a lot of information you can find out about that on the website. But it was set up for a reason, and people can either choose to act on that information or not, because, baby, it's about free will. And we only have a couple more minutes left. The end of the world is not coming, but your world will change as you know it. I am convinced the economy is going to crash, and we're going to have to find another way to forage our food and another way to sleep peacefully at night without paying rent in the conventional sense that we've been paying for years and years and years. There are things coming our way, globally, nationally, and right here in the Pacific Northwest. A place on planet Earth that I will continue, no matter how scary things might be to some of you that are in the Northwest, a place I will continue to call home, because I see how grateful I ought to be. Every single day I breathe the air in the Pacific Northwest, even though there is air pollution, even though there are what some of us call chemtrails, air pollution, whatever. We're grateful to have what we've got in our own backyard. And as I've said for years, there's a lot of people in our community in this box of Portland, Oregon, sometimes I feel that I'm in this box, that have never even seen their own home state, that hear about these challenges coming to the future, and they start talking about going to South America, going to Peru, going to another country down south, going to Mexico to survive what's coming here. And I don't believe that that's necessary. There's going to be little miniature hellholes all throughout the country, and I think there's going to be some protected spots, some spots that are off the radar, off the grid, that will be experiencing something completely different. Because whether you choose to stay here and protect your home or exit, there is no time to be wasting time. In my opinion, the most valuable commodity. Watching television, shoving your face with more junk food. I mean, it's not about insulting you. It's bringing out these issues now that we know some of these things are hurting our health, damaging our mind. We know that ignoring what's been wrong with our economy has literally destroyed the dollar. And we're going to see more countries dump the dollar in the near future. China is no longer, even though we're not covering news tonight, the #1 holder of treasury bonds. It's now Japan. China's dumping like crazy, but they're also doing it slow enough to where they can do it incrementally without causing a global meltdown. But China's well positioned itself for war in the future, and they're not very far from us when you really look at geographically where they are. China in proximity to the west coast of the United States, and although they might not have all their battle gear and aircraft carriers set up today, the future has something completely different in store for us. The future they will have those capabilities. But I guess to sum up the whole show is that I've really enjoyed being here for the last 5 years. And there's a reason why we've talked about some of the stuff that we've talked about. It is important, and you're going to remember the things that you talked about in the future. I don't know the day or the hour of when these things happen or when Access dies, but there's great concern that the franchise agreement won't be renewed next year, and the place is being run literally into the hole, and they're firing some of their best employees. And so a place like that can't survive. And so on the national level, they're planning for bank runs like Citigroup. They said to their bank holders recently, and when they got their account summary, they got a note from Citigroup, the CEOs, that said, starting April 1st, 2010, we reserve the right to deny you the ability to withdraw funds from your bank account if you do not give us 7 days notice. They're reserving the right to do this. And so things are $66 million per week. That's how much the unemployment benefits are costing the state of Oregon. And all these states are looking in the direction of the federal government for more emergency funds to, again, hold our system afloat. That's more money that we're borrowing from China. Again, our land is the collateral on the debt. Okay, our country is going to default on the debt that it owes to China. This could be by design. Why have we given Chinese all these weapons? It's about the CCP, by the way, not the Chinese. Why are all these preparations for war taking place? Historically, we saw what took place right before World War II, didn't we? We saw the Great Depression. What pulled our country out of the Great Depression was World War II. The Rand Corporation said, it came out last year, they could boost the economy by starting a larger war with a major super